Hello guys, how are you all doing? As promised, I am making a video of the projects I've been working on this last year, I think. And I did this video earlier of the full foil 7 Japanese set, which you can see now laying before me. But after that, when I almost finished this set, I decided to do a little bigger project and to do all the old frame sets in foil Japanese. So I finished this, I think in April, and I promised you guys to show you the end result. So that is what I'm doing today. I will glance over the 7th set again. I did it before, so not too much time to use this time, but I will go over it just because it's such a pretty set. And as I said last time, there were a few cards that I wanted to upgrade. This whole set is truly near mint, but there were some cards that were just a little bit less condition, so I upgraded those as well. For instance, the Birds of Paradise and also the Sarah Angel, this one. I got this one from Adrian, my friend, and it's a truly almost mint perfect copy, so I'm really happy with that. And otherwise, this set is just amazing. Totally complete, totally great condition, and amazing cards. So this was finished in, I think, maybe October or November of last year. And I simultaneously started with the other sets. And when I started, I took a look at the sets that needed to be done. And I decided to start with Ursa first and also with Onslaught because, well, there are a lot of expensive cards in the Ursa sets and also there are reserved list cards there. So I thought I have to hurry because things will get out of control. And I was quite right because we all know what happened during the last months of last year. The old frame foils really exploded. And also Onslaught because a lot of people liked that block. Because of all the great legends and all the great creatures and of course the fetches. So I focused on Onslaught and Ursa first after I finished this 7th set. And after that I focused on the other blocks. So there was left Invasion, Odyssey and Masks. And I was lucky that I already had done Invasion a few years ago. I was doing at that time all the modern decks. Yeah, another crazy project, I know. All the modern decks in foil Japanese. And I decided to do Invasion block as a side project then. And so that was already done. So I had to do then Masks and the Odyssey block as the last 2 blocks. So I will show you that in a second. This was the full 7th edition again. Amazing cards. And the cards were quite expensive when I did this last year, but if you look at the prices now, it's almost unbelievable how much they have spiked. So this was 7th. I will now go to one of my favorite sets. I will start with the oldest one, which is Ursa. Ursa block with Legacy and Destiny. There we go. So like I said, I started with this block first, just because I had a hunch that a lot of people would go and do the same and try to assemble a full foil set in Japanese maybe. But a lot of these cards are so iconic and they are really, you know, sought after. So I thought I better hurry and do these blocks before it gets out of control, and it actually did, because most of these cards are now so expensive and so hard to find, because I was with this block as well, just as with the 7th edition block or set, really picky with the condition. So all the cards in here are near mint or maybe near mint minus, a bit less condition maybe than the 7th set, but still really good. And that was hard to find them at reasonable prices, and just hard to find at all because a lot of people are trying to get these. So this took me some time. There were a few cards here that were almost impossible to find. You all know which ones were kind of my nemesis. Torn Elemental, for instance. But at the end, I luckily found them, and a lot of these cards are just amazing. Look at them. The artifacts of this block are so pretty and so expensive. The Monolith, Defense Grid is just the memory jar. What an amazing cards. The lands as well, by the way. So then we move to Destiny. There we have the Rector. All these beautiful cards. And the vibrancy, once again, of these old frame foils is so amazing. They really pop, they shine. You just want to kiss these cards, and well, I will stop there. But look at them, they are amazing. Lots of iconic cards here as well. So many hard to find cards in good condition, like the Negator. I just found one really almost mint one, but other than that, most of them are really played, and so not really good for collection. This one also so hard to find. I sold one to one of my friends. He knows who he is. Yeah. And then the green cards. So many good ones here. I love this one, the Piper. Rofellos, of course. Now went to the moon as well. This one, I hate you. You can go to hell and die, but I'm glad I found you. And then we have Masty, of course. This Metalworker is in mint condition. I bought it for a lot of money. I think I paid at the time about 550 euros for a mint one. And I thought I'm crazy to do that. But if you look at the prices now, it was laughable. And also this land, of course, really expensive now. What a great set. What a great block, actually. So we move now to masks. This was, I think, the last block I did, because I really don't have a lot of feeling for this block. I didn't play at the time, and I think the art is not that great, and there were not a lot of, for me, iconic cards in there. But if you look at the prices now, most of you probably disagree. But this wasn't too hard to assemble. There were, of course, a few hard cards, and actually one of the last card I needed to finish the whole project was a Masks Uncommon. Yeah, this block, especially Nemesis and Prophecy, these sets were not that hard, and there were not too many expensive cards. This card is very expensive, of course. And the blue cards are amazing, they look great. Counterspell. This was the last card of the whole project. I couldn't find it, and it just popped up after a few months. But the thing is, with these large sets, it's so hard to find every card in good condition. So with this block, I lowered my my expectations a bit, and there are some cards here that are not near mint. And nothing really heavily damaged, of course, but I think a few of them are light play, but that's okay. Amazing Dark Ritual. A Mask, great card. And of course, with the red cards, we have Squee and Two-Headed Dragon, really sought after. Where are they? There's Squee. So hard to find now. And the Two-Headed Dragon. What an amazing card. I love this card. And then we move to the green ones. And you see how big such a large set is. So it was still a challenge to assemble this one. Great artifacts as well. And of course, there are some really expensive lands here, and really pretty lands as well. This high market is, I love the art. And the same goes for Mercadian Masks. What's it called? Richardon Port, of course. Yeah, just such a beautiful card. And such an expensive card now. I think I paid like $500 for this, somewhere at the end of the year. And I thought, wow, this is so insane. Well, look at the price now. I think it quadrupled or something. So this was Masks we move to Nemesis and Prophecy. I will go through this a bit faster. Really not a lot of high profile cards here. This one, of course, Linsivy, hard to find. And a great card. Some quite expensive commons here now. And of course the Heuristic Study, and it's in the next set. So amazingly expensive now. But most of these cards, like I said, they are in great condition. A few of them are a bit less, but good enough for collecting. And of course, having the sets complete makes it look, yeah, so complete, so full. So my OCD is fully satisfied when I browse through these binders. Some nice artifacts. And the lands. And then we get to the Prophecy set with the avatars. They were pretty hard to find because a lot of people like those cards and they are in collections. This one as well, the Lion. And then here we have, of course, the Heuristic Study. I paid 150 euros, I think, for this card. And I thought, well, what kind of BS is this? This is a common. And now it's like triple that. So yeah. I think I was just right in time with buying these sets because, you know, at the end of the year things got really crazy. And I was then already at like 80-90% of the complete set. So I only had to pay a big premium for the last few cards, and it was still a lot of money. But if you look at it from a, you know, whole perspective, I think I was just lucky to have started at that point, because doing this now would set you back so much money. Although I think still people are doing it, or trying to do it. So this was Prophecy, with actually one really hard to find card in there as well. This one, the Mesa, was really hard to find for me. Took me a long time. Great angel there. So after this, we move to Invasion Block. And like I said, I was lucky that I already had done this, because when I was doing this, I think it was 2017 or so, maybe 18. These cards were quite easy to find and also really, really cheap. I remember paying for all the high profile cards in this set, maybe 20 to 50 euros max. So Rhea, I paid 20 euros, and I remember paying maybe 40 euros for the dragons. If you look at the dragons now, you know what they are worth is probably tenfold that. So this is an amazing set. I love it. It is the set which was in Type 2 when I started playing. So I have really fond memories of this. My first draft was an Invasion Block draft. So that is why 7th edition and this block were one of my favorites. Great cards. I think the most expensive card that was in there when I collected this was the Phyrexian Altar, and I think because it was played in Commander or so, and it was like 60 euros at the time. Also that card is now like 5 times that. So amazing cards, a lot of iconics here, of course, all the multicolors, such amazing cards. Look at the dragons. But I love them all, and they look so great in this binder. Split cards, some really great artifacts, which is one expensive. But almost all of these cards got really expensive. They were all like 1-2 euro cards, and now if you look at it, like this Lotus Guardian, I just sold 5 of them for like 75 euros each. And they were $2 cards at the time. Some lands. Okay, now we move to Plane Shift and Apocalypse. There we go. I will move it up a bit because this is becoming a really long video. I don't want to bore you guys. But I hope you enjoy this. You know, I think it's pretty rare that you see all these old frame sets complete in foil Japanese. So yeah, for me it would be fun to watch. So I hope you guys feel the same. All these cards in really good condition. The alternate arts, of course, so hard to find as well now and so expensive. This one, the Skyship. And then we move to Apocalypse with a lot of really powerful cards in there. A beautiful Angel. The Arena played in every Commander deck, I think. And of course a lot of really powerful multicolor cards. Chromat and Deed and Lightning Angel. She is so pretty. It's no Sarah, but it's close. And Spiritmonger, of course. So I remember I saw this card the first time and I thought, whoa, how many abilities can a card have and why is it only 5 mana for a 6/6? Oh, I must play this card, which I did, and it was amazing. So great memories there as well. Vindicate, of course. And the Painlands, which are going to be at the same place as the 7th edition Painlands, I'm sure. They will become very, very expensive. Beautiful as well. So we're almost done. Only 2 blocks to go. Then we get to Odyssey, which was one of the easiest blocks to complete. I'm not sure why. I don't think people like it that much, and there are not that many iconic cards in there. But still, a lot of cards got really expensive, and I still have a lot of great memories because I was really playing a lot during this time, drafting a lot, doing all the pre-releases. So all these cards, I remember them and they mean something to me. And now sometimes my brother and we do an old school booster battle and we open some of the booster packs from that time. And just when you open a pack of Odyssey cards or Onslaught cards and the smell that comes out of the pack, it brings you back like 20 years, and well, that's actually just a priceless feeling. And the same goes for looking at these cards. Really pretty, really expensive. And I think the condition on this block is pretty good. I think 95% is near mint, and a few of them are maybe a bit less, but not by much. A lot of squirrels in here that got really hot now. Some really nice commander cards and some really iconics, you know, Mr. Atoch, the Angel, Psychotok, and of course this one of my favorite cards. It's so beautiful. When my brother and I saw this card for the first time, we thought this has to be the most powerful card ever. You can copy things for such little mana, but you know, it's 8 mana and it's really bad, but still the art is great and it's an iconic card, a legendary artifact. I really love it. And these lands, they were really not that good at the time, but now a lot of them are played in Commander. It's so expensive now. So, time to move to Torment and Judgment. There we go. Also, I played a lot during this time, so a lot of drafting, a lot of mono black decks, because black was really the color in Torment. A lot of great cards there. Chainer. And of course Mutilate and Hypnox. Oh, that bad guy, really good. Sengir, Nantuko Shade, and a lot of insignificant cards as well, but nice set. Now we move to Judgment with the Incarnations and some really nice multicolor cards as well. Let's see. Cabal Therapy, of course, played a lot. And Anger. Great art, by the way. John Avon is such a boss. I love his art. Burning Wish, another dragon. And then we have some great green cards like Genesis. Another great dragon, by the way. I shouldn't skip that one. Amazing card. And some great green cards, Seed Time. And this Olorada dude. And some Nantukos, of course. This one. I love it. Such an iconic card, the Nishoba. Okay, and then we get to the last block actually. And that is, of course, Onslaught block, which is such a fan favorite. And it has the fetches, of course, but also the pit fighters and so many good tribal cards. So I was glad I started doing this block right after 7, because finding these cards now, it's almost impossible. A lot of people just jumped on it and tried to collect it as well. So I'm really proud of this set, this block. Also, all cards are near mint. There. One of the best angels. Jared. Arcanis. Clone was actually really hard to find. This card, why is an uncommon 300 euros? Well, it seems every deck is playing it. Fine. Ixidor. And this dragon, also so hard to find. I think it's the only blue dragon in existence. Really, really amazing. And go to the black cards. Great art. Grinning Demon is such an amazing card. And also Miss Medusa Visara, of course. There she is. Funny thing about this card, we played at the pre-release at the time, and my brother, he opened this card in his pool, and he thought, oh my god, this ability, I have to play this card. So he played actually a red-blue deck, and he splashed Visara. Well, you can imagine how that went. Butcher Orc, great card, hard to find. Thanks for this, Antonio, I couldn't find it. Rorix, my nemesis. I sold one. I should have never sold it to you, Adrian. Then I had to find another one, and I did, and now I need 3 more, so... But it will come someday. And the green cards, amazing cards as well. The ballad, a lot of ballads. This one, yeah, hard to find. Anthony knows about this. And Sylvas, another pit fighter. And then we get to the lands with, of course, the fetches there. It was hard to find. I was at the time, there were still a few available, and I didn't pay too much for them. But yeah, completing it was such a pain. So this Meyer I got from Scotty. Thanks again, dude. Amazing card. It's like truly mint. The Flooded Strand came from Japan. Also mint condition. This one came from a collection I bought, a Commander collection, amazing card. And the Heat came from eBay, also mint. And this came from Japan as well. Just pure beauty. Such a great set. And then we get to the last one with Legions and Scorch. Scorch, the favorite set of many, like my friend Carl. He's in love with it. He's actually doing it in simplified Chinese. He's crazy. So there we have a Chroma, loved by many. Only creatures in here, so quite a straightforward set. Still some really hard to find cards. Like Phage. Thank you, Adrian, once again. I couldn't find one, but you did for me. Really appreciate it. And there we go, some nice dragons here. And there is a Muse in here, which is also really expensive and really hard to find. And now we get to Scorch. Such great cards. This one took me so long to find one. Glad I did. Eternal Dragon, also from Adrian. Couldn't find it. Thanks, dude. And Some really expensive uncommons here actually, like the Aura and the Brain Freeze. But yeah, it was the last set of the block, so it wasn't opened that much, and then you get really expensive cards like Stifle. And some more dragons, of course. The Tyrant, the Mage, the form of the dragon. Beautiful. Just beautiful. And then we come to the conclusion of all these sets, which is the Multicolors of Scorch, which actually is a sad story because at some point I bought a Corona and the Bladewing and the Decree of Justice from someone, and they got lost in the mail and I almost died. I think most of you know about this, but that was so painful. But luckily I found them. I think CJ helped me with the Bladewing and I found the Corona online later, so it all worked out, but oh, that was such a shame. So yeah, that was it. That were all the old frame sets. I must say, it was so much fun to do, but it was also really hard, and it took me a lot of time. And while I was doing it, I have a small bonus section for you guys. I decided to do some extras and just collect a few cards that I think are just either really pretty, like this card, or just really iconic and I just wanted more. So I did full sets and I also did some extras. I must warn you, these binders, there are some empty spots in there because I'm still working on it. But I can give you a small look at, you know, where things stand now. So, Karmic Guide, some nice Urza's Legacy extras, cards that are either reserve list or just hard to find or just have great art or are really iconic in my eyes. So, the Hermits, of course, Defense of the Heart, Maro, Hidden Gibbons, some Tree Folk, love that dude, some rings. The whole set just oozes history and magic in its finest form. So I'm so happy when I look at these cards. The grids, the memory jars. The artifacts are so amazing. This art, I just fell in love with it. It's not a good card, but I just had to have more. The Goblin. And some Manlands. That should be enough, I think. Then we go to Destiny. Some more reserve list cards, some Donates, some Treacheries. I love that card. A few Negators, some Bargains, pretty dragons. Some Pipers. Hello there, mister. And some artifacts to top it off. Powder kegs and some workers. Amazing Masticores and some cheap lands. Then we move to Masks. Best counterspell ever. Art. Briberies, Misdirection. Mr. Squee, he's hiding over here. Some more dragons, I told you I love this card. Some Dust Bowls. And some more lands. Just one extra port, I'm afraid, but I refuse to pay like 5k now for 2 more ports, so I will leave it there. Then we move to Nemesis. Some extras. Prophecy, some nice extras. With the avatars. And this really hard to find card, by the way. Amazing Angels. Invasion, Obliterate. Galina. Hanna. Weird Dragon over here. Some nice plane shift cards. With Mr. Picula in there. And Draco. Look at how amazing that card is. Some extra alternate arts. And then we have some nice angels. Some nice Vindicates and some more Painlands. Now onto the last binder, and then I will stop harassing you guys. A few last extras for you. Odyssey block. There we go, with braids and some elephants, some Mirari and some more lands. And then we move to Torment with some extra Hypnosis or whatever. Some more chainers, more dragons, and some more Nishobas. And this is where the empty spots are, because I love these angels, the pit fighters, but I'm missing the Rorixes here, a Sylphos and a Ballad. If someone has them, please sell them to me. And this is just another regular page, nothing too fancy. And then some more extras from Legions, Scorch. This Corona is actually on the way now. And just a few more random 7th edition cards. Nothing too special, but you know, you have to fill the time sometimes. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I will talk to you soon, and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Later.